Namaste everyone. Hari Om. Welcome to this wonderful day. I welcome on behalf of the whole of the Light of the Self Foundation for the inauguration program of the iLead program. And I welcome all the Balakrishnas and the Vivekanandas of this iLead program. Welcome all. We'll have a wonderful program. When we begin anything auspicious, it is customary to seek the blessings of Ganeshji. I now invite Namit, one of the youngest iLead, and his sister Diksha to offer a Ganeshji bhajan.
Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Ekadantam Umasutam Vinayakam Bhajagajananam. Ekadantam Umasutam Vinayakam Bhajagajananam. Gajananam, Gajananam, Vinayakam Bhajagajananam. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Vignaharakam Shivanandanam Vidyadayakam Gajananam. Vignaharakam Shivanandanam Vidyadayakam Gajananam. Lambodara Bhavarogaveshajam Vinayakam Bhajagajananam. Lambodara Bhavarogaveshajam Vinayakam Bhajagajananam. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. Chidanandarupam Ganesham Chidabhasakam Gajananam. Chidanandarupam Ganesham Chidabhasakam Gajananam. Pranavakaram Sakhalam Sukhalam Duritaviduram Gajananam. Pranavakaram Sakhalam Sukhalam Duritaviduram Gajananam. Om Namo Namo Gananatha. 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 Hari Om.
One of our senior teachers is Rekha ji. She does many programs to empower women with spiritual understanding. So now I welcome Rekha ji and her family to offer a Vivekananda bhajan.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. स्वामी जी की जीवन गाथा आओ सब मिल गाए हम. ये है भारत भाग्य विधाता, इनको गले लगाए हम। स्वामी जी की जीवन गाथा आओ सब मिल गाए हम। ये है भारत भाग्य विधाता, इनको गले लगाए हम। भटके पथ पर हम सबको जो राह बताने वाले हैं, भटके पथ पर हम सबको जो राह बताने वाले हैं। ये मानव की मानवता को जाग उठाने वाले हैं। ये मानव की मानवता को जाग उठाने वाले हैं। स्वामी जी की जीवन गाथा आओ सब मिल गाए हम। निज जननी के लाल नहीं ये जग जननी के प्यारे हैं। निज जननी के लाल नहीं ये जग जननी के प्यारे हैं। क्यों भारत तुम भूल गए हो अपने अतीत न्यारे हैं। क्यों भारत तुम भूल गए हो अपने अतीत न्यारे हैं। गौरवमयी महामाया के हम स्वर्गी का पुत्र दुलारे हैं। गौरवमयी महामाया के हम स्वर्गी का पुत्र दुलारे हैं। अमर रहो तुम धरा धाम पर, भारत सदा सवारे हम। अमर रहो तुम धरा धाम पर, भारत सदा सवारे हम। भारत सदा सवारे हम। स्वामी जी की जीवन गाथा आओ सब मिल गाए हम। ये है भारत भाग्य विधाता, इनको गले लगाए हम। स्वामी जी की जीवन गाथा आओ सब मिल गाए हम। आओ सब मिल गाए हम। आओ सब मिल गाए हम।
Now I invite the lovely twins Disha and Diya, who will be singing a wonderful Krishna bhajan.
कृष्णं वन्दे परमानन्दं वन्देऽहं। कृष्णं वन्दे परमानन्दं वन्दे। कृष्णं वन्दे परमानन्दं वन्देऽहं। कृष्णं वन्दे परमानन्दं वन्दे।
everyone. Hari Om, Namaste. Welcome to this wonderful day. My name is Atma Jyoti Vijay. I am your host today. I will be presenting the information about the Light of the Self Foundation. Very happy to be with all of you. Hari Om. Hari Om. Namaste. Welcome. I'm here to present to you about Light of the Self Foundation's initiative Atma Jyoti Vishwa Gurukulam, a Gurukulam for the whole world. So first let me tell you, for anything to happen in life, there has to be a source, there has to be a beginning. And the beginning for the foundation and the Vishwa Gurukulam is our beloved Guruji, Sri Narasimha Prabhuji. Many of us call him Guruji, some of us call him Prabhuji. He is our guiding light. He founded Light of the Self Foundation to take the spiritual teaching of the great rishis and the munis and the realized masters that this country has produced, all based on the yoga and Vedanta. He was inspired by the great Swami Vivekananda, who had the vision of Atmano Mokshartam and Jagaditayacha as why one should study our Vedic literature and how one should adopt that in their life. That the purpose of the life is self-realization and doing service to the entire world. There are many, many volunteers who have been inspired and transformed by the teaching of Prabhuji. They are now taking the message of the Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita, and yoga, and many other spiritual subjects under the guidance of Sri Prabhuji. All the activities of the foundation are non-commercial and do not involve any kind of money. All of this is being done as an offering to all the great rishis and the munis who have given this wonderful knowledge for the benefit of the entire humanity. All the teaching activities are done under the vision of Atma Jyoti Vishwa Gurukulam. So Vishwa means the world. World means it includes everyone. It includes people of different age, gender, belonging to different communities at different points of time, plants, animals, the entire existence. So the teachings of the great rishis and the munis cuts across all these boundaries. They are universal. That's the reason why all the initiatives are Atma Jyoti Vishwa Gurukulam. Universal, it applies to everybody. Whoever realizes these truths in these teachings would have a wonderful, happy, healthy, and a peaceful life. The teachings in the foundation cover right from the kindergarten age, very small age. There are children in our Light of the Self Foundation activities who are as young as 6 years old to ripe old age. Some of our most senior volunteers are 70, 80 years old. So the Atma Jyoti Vishwa Gurukulam has the vision that the great masters have given, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, to include everyone in the world. For the young ones, the programs are conducted under the name Bala Jyoti. So everyone is a Jyoti, is a light of the self. The outside is just a body whose age is what we usually see, but it is also by the light of the self that everyone glows. So that divinity is what we recognize and we serve everyone. the seed, such seed, when it is sown in a very young age, children grow into wonderful beings. If you see the culture of this land, such kind of great beings is what it has always produced. Whether you take Balakrishna or Sri Swami Vivekananda, all of them were inspired by the stories that their mothers and teachers used to narrate to them. When Swami Vivekananda was once asked, "What inspired you to walk in this path?" Apart from his guru, Sri Paramahamsa, Swami Paramahamsa Ramakrishna, he mentioned his mother as the main source of inspiration. She used to narrate wonderful stories of great beings, inspiring personalities, and the kind of the path that they walked on. All that he said is what inspired him to be what he became. So such is the nature of the activities in Balajyoti, to bring a wide variety of cultural activities which inspire children. They are encouraged to tell stories. They're encouraged to chant various shlokas, mantras. They're encouraged to dramatize. What they talk about, what they see, what they hear is how they see the world as. So when they undertake these activities, they realize the wonderful and the divine nature of this world. And all these activities are done under the Balajyoti program. Then our main flagship program for the children to grow from childhood to adulthood and to create a wonderful vision for themselves and for the future is this iLead program, an integrated leadership development program. Most often we live life in compartments as individual selves, or I belong to only this family or this community. The vision of iLead is to help realize that not only there is a individual self and a simple family, but it goes beyond those boundaries. It's an integration of the self and the family and the whole world. And to have a vision to work with this entirety. When such wonderful integrated vision is developed, children have a very wonderful and inspiring vision for the future. So this is a 2-year program which would involve lots of hands-on learning, project-based learning, and leadership development programs. And this entire program is being conducted by so many professionals from all walks of life who themselves are very, very successful in their own individual professional areas. Not only they are professionally successful, guided and inspired by teachers like Sri Prabhuji, they now have realized the spiritual foundation that needs to be there and the value of such a spiritually enabled leadership, what it can do to the world. The vision is to create noble leadership qualities, such as what you see in Maryada Purushottama Rama. Rama Rajya can be only when everyone feels and thinks and acts like Rama. Such is the vision of iLead program. Then the main foundation for all these activities in Light of the Self is by the spiritual programs that Sri Prabhuji conducts. One of the main program or the cornerstone program, or what I would like to call as a transformational program that he conducts, is Atma Darshana. Through his program and through his own inner realizations, he helps each one of us realize what our true nature is. It is a self-discovery process. And when you discover yourself to be part of the whole and the whole, your way of looking at life completely transforms. And that is the foundational program that all of us who are offering our time here as volunteers have gone through. And Sri Prabhuji teaches using simple day-to-day experiences, which whether you are an 8-year-old or an 80-year-old can appreciate. Then, inspired by him, so many teachers have now taking the message of the Bhagavad Gita, yoga, various realized masters teaching. All of that now has grown into a huge variety of offerings available to anybody who is interested in spiritual realizations. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTube videos are available. Many of them are by Sri Prabhuji himself and so many of the other teachers. So this brings us to one of the most fondest way by which we all are part of this mission. What Guruji has always been telling us is, when there is a Gurukul in every house, then everyone realizes their own divine nature and the world will be divine. जहाँ है घर घर गुरुकुल, वहाँ मन मन मंदिर होता है. मंदिर में कौन रहता है? भगवान रहता है. So to realize our own divine nature, then the whole world turns out to be divine, is the vision of Light of the Self Foundation. I'm very glad that I've been offered this opportunity to take this message to all of you. Thank you very much. Hari Om. Now I invite our beloved Prabhuji and Mamta Auntie Ji to come and light the lamp and inaugurate this whole journey for the future of everyone. Now I invite all the wonderful teachers who are selflessly serving this great mission of the Realized Masters to come and light the lamp and bless all the children and seek the divine blessings.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Now I request Prabhuji and Mamtaji to inaugurate the Balakrishna and the Vivekananda badge.
On this auspicious occasion, we are very happy to inaugurate the iLead program for Balakrishna batch and Vivekananda batch. This is the second batch of iLead program. On this occasion, we would like to offer our respects to Bhagwan Ved Vyasa Maharshi and Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara starting from Sriman Narayana and Sadashiva. All the masters, the acharyas, gurus in the Guru Parampara. Sri Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhvacharya. We have great pleasure in offering our respects to Sri Gaudapada Acharya, who was Paramaguru of Sri Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara's guru was Govindapada Acharya, and Govindapada Acharya's guru was Gaudapada Acharya. It is my great privilege to be born in the family lineage of Sri Gaudapada Acharya. We offer our respects to Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, who showed us the path of Vichara Marga, or path of self-inquiry. Sri Atmananda Krishna Menon established a teaching methodology for Vichara Marga. We offer our deep gratitude. We also offer our respects to Mata Amritandamayi, who is divine love incarnate, who is compassion incarnate, who is a beacon of light for millions of people worldwide. Finally, I offer my respect to Sadguru Sri Ajja, who showed me the path of self-inquiry, who blessed me in this path. We are privileged to be born in the great country of Bharat. Mother India has produced great many sons, great many children, great many spiritual leaders, saints, who have shown the path of love, compassion, wisdom to the world. Mother India has shown us the path of love. She has shown us one world, one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We offer all our services at the feet of Mother India. We in the Light of Self Foundation, Atma Jyoti Vishwa Gurukulam, bow down to Mother India, seeking the blessings for the teaching activity we are doing. On this day of 12th September 2020, we declare Vivekananda and Balakrishna batch of iLead program open. The classes will start on 15th September. I wish all the best for the students. I hope all of them will take the benefit of this program and become great leaders like Swami Vivekananda and Balakrishna. I also thank all the parents for joining this function. May God bless all of us.
Now I request Prabhuji to come and help us understand what is the vision behind the iLead program and how it is structured and how he sees this is going to help all of us.
I welcome all the parents and children for this presentation about iLead program. What is iLead program? What do we learn there? How does it benefit a child? These are the things we are going to discuss in this presentation. The vision of iLeaders program is to create leaders of tomorrow today. How can we do that? We have a vision wherein we see the body, mind, intellect, and spirit of the child is integrated into a whole, the holistic personality. The worldview of surroundings, the family, the society, and the job is integrated in the whole. The integrated holistic worldview and integrated personality, together we call it as an integrated leadership program. The vision of the program is to transform the children into integrated leaders. Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita talks about leadership. Yadyada charati shrestha tat tadeva evetaro janaha. Bhagavad Gita 3.21. A leader has a great responsibility. Whatever leader does, the people follow. Whatever standard he sets, the world will follow. So leader is giving the direction to the world. For such a leader, the strength of character is required. Swami Vivekananda says, we want an education by which character is formed, the strength of the mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. This is the vision of Swami Vivekananda. This is the message of Swami Vivekananda. These two inputs we have taken in the integrated leadership program. The pyramid which you see has 4 layers. A pyramid is strong when the base is strong. The pyramid stands on a solid base. The solid base of our personality is integrity and trust, which involves ethical, moral, authentic value system. That translates into behaviors, which is harmonious behaviors with the self and the society. And entire thing becomes the foundation for emotional stability, emotional intelligence. And over this base, the leadership skills are built. What you learn in the schools and colleges, the education is the leadership skills, which is called top of the pyramid. The pyramid is not stable if the bottom is not solid. You learn these skills for living in schools and colleges, with the skills of life consisting of emotional intelligence, natural talents, and integrity. You have to learn in the formative years. That's what we teach in the iLead program. We help to channelize the energies of the child, the body, mind, intellect, and spirit, energize the energies of these into a holistic personality and holistic worldview for efficient functioning. The program consists of 4 modules. You can think these 4 modules as 4 steps, like a climbing a staircase. 1 step, 2nd step, 3rd step, 4th step. Step by step, we build the integrated personality. This is called modular approach to competency building. The module 1 is value-based leadership. In this, the child gets a foundation for good values, good moral systems, which will help him to grow in life. The second module is called self-leadership. Here the child gets to know the tools, meditation, mindfulness, breathing practices, yoga, to build the confident self as integrated personality, emotionally stable personality. We can only provide the tools for the child to help the child to develop its own self. That's what's called self-leadership. The module 3 is called team leadership. Once you have mastered yourself, your interpersonal relationships will be better. How to interact with the society, how to interact with the family, how to interact with the team. These issues are addressed. How to resolve the conflicts, how to communicate. These are all addressed in the module 3. And finally, the child grows up to take up responsibility. Here we teach organizational responsibility. We simulate a small organization, a typical corporate scenario where various roles are there, VP, president, and many roles. And we give the small projects to the child. As a whole, the child learns the leadership skills required for organizational management, organizational deliver projects. These projects are all real life projects, but mostly related to the Light of Self Foundation. So what does the child learn? The circle there shows 4 aspects of learning. Self-perception, how do I perceive myself? How do I express myself, self-expression? How do I interact with others, interpersonal relationship? How do I make decisions when there are a lot of conflicts? And how do I manage stress? This is the basic core teaching of this program. The focus is on knowledge of the self and attitude of service. When you apply it to the society, it means public trust. How do I gain public trust? how do I commit to public good. So this is the overall program. The module 1, module 2, module 3 each require 3 months to complete part-time, and module 4 is 1 year part-time. The entire program is inspired by the spiritual values, spiritual traditions, and cultural values of India. We have called the junior batch as Balakrishna batch and senior batch as Vivekananda batch, because we see those divine qualities in the children. We believe that given the right input, the children can grow into powerful leaders, powerful communicators like Sri Krishna and Vivekananda. That's why we call them as Vivekanandas and Balakrishnas. The focus of iLead program is development of communication skills, motivation, positivity, creativity, and most importantly, ability to give feedback and receive feedback. When we receive feedback, sometimes we feel jittery. The criticism affects us. Without getting affected by the criticism or feedback, how to improve ourselves? We focus on these. Entire program is based on Indian culture, Indian value system, message of Vivekananda, message of Bhagavad Gita, message of the saints of India. Let us look at these modules, module 1, 2, 3, 4, in a bit more detail. Module 1 is 3 months duration, part-time. It's called value-based leadership. Here, integration of values, beliefs, and ethics is encouraged. The dimension of us, the self, I, my relationship with God, my relationship with the body, mind, intellect, and the family and the society. These are discussed, and in this module, the child will understand how to have good value system, good behavior, to have a smooth functioning within and without. This we call as value-based leadership. Then comes the self-leadership, where the child is given the tools for to management of self. When I say self, the body, mind, intellect. The tools like simple meditations, simple breathing practices, simple chanting, mantras, which will improve the functioning of the body, mind, intellect. There are 4 intelligences for everybody, what we call IQ, EQ, SQ, and PQ. Most of the IQ is developed in the schooling environment where education is given, formal education is given, schools and colleges. The EQ and SQ is what is being developed in the iLead program. EQ stands for emotional stability. How a child can grow into an emotionally mature, stable person. Spiritual quotient is how do I look at the life in a bigger perspective, a bigger picture of life, so that I can have efficient functioning at the micro level, a macro view to function at the micro level. This is what we develop in SQ. So this is in this module we provide the tools for the child to develop that ability. Then coming to module 4, module 3, which is again 3 months part-time. It's called team leadership. Once you understand how to manage the self, how to have self-leadership, you are in a confident position to manage the relationships, handle the various relationship issues, conflicts, communication, and clarity. This is what we develop in the module 3. In other words, we give importance to interpersonal skills. Coming to module 4. Module 4 is 12 months part-time. Here, we create a small organizational structure similar to a corporate where VP and president and various roles are there. The child is given responsibility of executing certain projects, real-life projects. The projects are mainly related to public speaking, and also related to some of the event management. In this process, the child gains the strength of understand the organizational behavior, organizational management. In other words, the what I call public speaking skills, organizational management skills, or organizational leadership skills are imparted to the child in this module. How do you do this? Swami Vivekananda has a message for us. Take up one idea, make that idea your life. Think of the idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerve, every part of your body be full of the idea, and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. We are imparting education based on project-based learning. The child can learn better when it's challenged, when there is a curiosity, when there's questioning. And child learns by exploring. Child is by nature explorer. Child is by nature curious. Child by nature wants to do things. So we have a project-based teaching methodology where we stimulate the curiosity of the child through small stories, anecdotes. Then we give some activities. Then we give a broad project. The child works on solving some real life problems, small problems, based on the inputs provided. And it revises the child shares that with the peer, and finally integrates the whole learning. So this is a self-learning mechanism. This is very different from your traditional classroom, where there's a teacher and a student. The teacher knows everything, and student is told to do what to do. Whereas here in this system, the teachers act like facilitators. The teacher acts like guides. It is a student who takes the initiative. A student who defines the project and takes the initiative and tries to achieve higher and higher level of understanding. The learning is fun and easy. Each module has 4 to 5 courses, and each course has 10 to 12 lessons. What is the duration of the lesson? Each lesson is 20 minutes, not more than that. In the 20 minutes, initially there is 2-3 minutes of prayer and meditation to calm the mind. Then a small story or a case study to give you impart you certain values or make the child curious about certain aspect of life. That's 10 minutes. Then there's a quiz of 5 minutes. So with this, the child can learn a newer aspect of life within 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. Then the whole session ends with a meditation. So within 20 minutes, we are giving one lesson. For each course, there are 8 to 10 lessons are there. Approximately one lesson for 3 weeks, or one lesson for 2 to 3 days. That means 20 minutes lesson in 2 to 3 days is expected for the is given to the child. The evaluation is continuous. The moment each lesson is completed, the evaluation is done. And at the end of the module, there's a project to be done. The project also has marks. So there's a regular email feedback for parents. In case the child is irregular in submission of assignments or doing the project, the child may have to drop out of the course. As a whole, we want to make the learning as a joyful experience for the child. We have created Google Classroom. We are delivering the lecture through Google Classroom with fun-filled multimedia quizzes. I'm sure the child will enjoy this experience and learn many things. Here, I want to bring to your notice the difference between the academic project which child does in the school, maybe science project or any other project, whereas the iLead project. In the academic project, the teacher tells something, the child will try to find a solution, and the child presents it to the teacher. Whereas in an iLead project, the teacher gives a question, creates a curiosity in the child, creates certain value system, gives certain inputs for the value system. The child takes up a project, tries to solve a real life, real world problem, and he shares the learning with the peers. There's a group learning happens. The first learning is self-learning, where the child learns by himself doing something. By sharing with peers, you'll get a group learning happens. Then it offers to the teacher. Then teacher's feedback will give third level of inputs. With this, the child develops ability. The child may have different types of talents: musical, artistic, dancing, or expression. Our focus is on self-expression. Whatever talent the child has, we want to encourage the talent to grow. The next question comes, what is the fee for the program? There's no fee for the program. Why there's no fee for the program? The program is developed by very experienced, successful professionals. They are inspired by the message of Swami Vivekananda, Atmano Mokshartam Jagaddayacha, that work for self-realization and service to the world. We have received a lot from our society during our formative years. We want to give back to the society. For that, we don't expect anything. This is our giving back to society. It is for the children to take this up, use that in their life. Hopefully, our experience becomes a valuable input for the child. What do we expect, or what are the conditions? We believe that our selfless service inspires the child. The child, as it becomes successful, the child will give back to the society what it received from the society. So in this way, the tradition of receiving from the society, giving it back to society will continue. We believe that the child, as he grows up into a powerful leader, will bring in tremendous value and contribution to society. The world at large will get benefited by the service what we are doing. At the same time, we expect the child to complete this program with sincerity, with commitment. In case the child doesn't do that, we may be asking the child to get out of the program, because we can provide space for some other child to come in. And as a parent, if you are happy with the program, if you see the progress with the child, please share your inputs to other parents, other children who may get benefit from this program. Since it's a non-commercial program, we don't do any marketing, we don't do any sales. It is based on the word of mouth. This program is growing. iLead is about creating leaders of tomorrow today, empowering the students with powerful tools to sculpt their own lives, the tools of self-management, self-awareness, and self-knowledge. The iLeaders are masters of their own destiny. We are just providing the tools and inputs which are required to sculpt their own destiny. This program is developed by Light of Self Foundation with a broader vision of Atmajyoti, vision called Atmajyoti Vishwagurukulam, providing spiritual cultural education to the society. I hope all the children will take benefit of this, become powerful leaders like Swami Vivekananda and Sri Krishna. With that, I'll conclude this presentation. Namaste.
A great effort like this cannot take shape without the selfless effort of so many volunteers. And even here, we are blessed. Though the teachers are at the front, there are so many people who work behind the scene. Now I request Atmajyoti Ashwini ji to come and introduce the management team which is working behind the scenes to make this whole iLead program happen.
Namaste. Dear, welcome to all parents and children. I am Ashwini Shane, and I'm a volunteer at the Light of the Self Foundation and part of the iLead management team. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce the management committee to you. So you have been interacting with me for all the WhatsApp and the Telegram messages. So for any queries related to iLead program, please do contact us. We are there to help you. I would like to introduce Umaji, who is the main coordinator of the Light of the Self Foundation. She has been part of the Light of the Self Foundation for the last 10 years, and she's one of the main coordinators of the Light of the Self Foundation. Namaste, Umaji.
Namaste, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Umaji. Yes. So it's so good to see you. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Sheetalji. Sheetalji, can you please say a few lines about yourself?
Yeah, Hari Om. By the grace of Gurudeva and our elders, we are happy to present to you the iLead Youth Leadership Program, and myself would be handling the technical aspects of this. And you may contact me for any technical admin suggested works. I would be very glad to help you for this. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Sheetalji.
It's a source of joy when one teaches to learn, and that blessing has been offered to all the teachers of the iLead program. Now I request Prabhuji to come and introduce all the teachers who are involved as part of this iLead teaching program.
I welcome all of you for this inaugural session of iLead program. I wanted to give a brief introduction to different teachers and people working for this iLead program. First of all, myself. I am Narsimha Prabhu. People call me Prabhuji. After I did my MTech in IIT Bombay, I worked for almost 30 years in various corporates in senior position. I founded this organization, Light of the Self, which is dedicated to teaching of non-duality, yoga and meditation and skills for children. I am the program director of iLead Youth Leadership Program. I also handled Module 1 and Module 4 of the program. We have many people coming from different backgrounds working in this program. Some people are engineers, professionals, some people are corporate executives, some people are psychiatrists, psychologists, and teachers. We have Dawal, who is working in USA, Seattle, in a multinational corporation. He handles Bhagavad Gita classes. Vijayji, he is a CEO of Absolute Technology, a serial entrepreneur and very passionate about teaching of Bhagavad Gita and cultural values to children. We have Venkat Raghav, who is the senior vice president in one of the multinational corporations. He believes in strong value-added education for youth. And Venkat Vasu, who has about 30-40 years of experience in corporates, multinational companies, and teaching experience of over 40 years in corporate. Together, Venkatji and Vasu, they are directing the module 3. Myself and Satyalataji handled module 4. Satyalataji is a wonderful person. She was a principal of business school, 15 plus years of teaching experience after her ICWA degree. She established a Toastmasters in her college and she handles the module 4 with me. We have Purnima Kuntur, who is a teacher of module 1 along with Aarti Shivkumar. Both Purnima and Aarti Shivkumar are very passionate about teaching. Purnima comes with a background in journalism and she was heading the department of journalism in Mount Carmel College. She is the editor, translator and writer for many magazines. Aarti Shivkumar was a teacher and also she worked in corporates. Both of them are on board for module 1. Vidya Shaneji and Shubha Prabhuji both are music teachers. They are very passionate about teaching music to young children, especially bhajans. Rekha Shashidhar is a yoga teacher, she is a counselor, and she has been teaching Veda mantras to a number of children and number of people. She has experience in psychological counseling. She has a degree on that, and she has also has a master's degree. Srinivas Prasad is a yoga teacher, and he has about 24 years of software experience and 10 plus years as a yoga teacher experience. Both Rekhaji and Prasad, they have training from S. Vyas. Yamuna Kamatji is a music teacher. She teaches devotion songs to children. And Vaishali Trivedi, she teaches Bhagavad Gita chanting to children. She stays in USA. Maitreyi Kashyap is an amazing person. She has taught more than 1,000 children, actually 1,000 plus is a small number, Bhagavad Gita. She has trained many teachers for teaching Bhagavad Gita, and she has a master's MS in psychology and 10 plus of years of teaching of counseling and teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Manjula ji, she is a Veda teacher. She teaches Vedic chants, suktas to many children. Her house is a Gurukul. So many people learn from her. Shravan Kumar Mulugu, he is a Vedanta teacher. He has 35 years of corporate experience. He has worked in many multinational corporates. He has a MTech from IIT Mumbai. He is working with me for module 1. Subramanya Koduvur, he is a Bhagavad Gita teacher. He has 15 plus years of teaching experience as a project manager, web designer. He works in module 2. We have a management team consisting of experienced professionals. Ashwini Shanai, you might have interacted with her many times. She has a software background, worked as software engineer. She was involved actively in the social work for children's libraries. She is interacting with the parents and children. She is the contact person for all of you. Then we have Sheetal Kulkarni, who comes with 5 plus years of IT experience. She has a MCA degree and she is a content translator, editor. She handles our Google Classroom. Uma Anandji is there. He is the main coordinator of Light of Self Foundation. She does the coordination activity, and along with Gayatri ji, together they handle all the back-end operation. We have a youth team. We create a small management team with youth, where we create president and vice president to give them exposure of functioning of the organization. So Sriram and Charan are the presidents. Vinit, Kritik and Kirtana are the vice presidents of communication. Shiva and Aditya are the vice president technology. Atreya, Ojal and Namita are vice president education. So you see these children, we give them we build a value system, and then we give them a exposure to functioning of a corporate organizational behavior. So this is the team, and there are so many people behind the scene working for the iLead program. Many professionals, many experienced professionals from various corporates, they are working behind the scenes. I thank all the teachers for participating in this program. Thank you.
The whole of the iLead journey began with a bunch of wonderful, young, talented children. They are now called the Shankara batch in honor of the great Sri Adi Shankaracharya, who brought a revival of the Sanatana Dharma. I'm now very happy to invite all our iLead seniors, Shankara batch seniors, to come and introduce themselves as well as to share some of their learnings with all of you.
Namaste to all the new iLeads. We are the senior iLeads from the Shankara batch, and I am Sriram, and I have been attending the classes from the first day. So welcome to this new batch, all the Vivekanandas and the Balakrishnas. So let me assure you that by attending these classes, gradually you will be transformed into a great leader of this country. Now I request my other classmates to share their experiences in iLead. Hari Om.
Hello iLeaders, I am Sri Charan, President of the iLead. Today I am going to talk about a few tips on time management which I learned. The first thing is do the most important and most difficult part during the early time of the day because that is where your energies are in their peak state. The second, always make sure that you get or start the task first, however difficult it might be, because once when you start the task, you will be getting yourself into a zone when you can find it very easy to complete the task. The third, whenever you are facing any problems in procrastination or anything, follow the Pomodoro technique where we are able to work for 30 minutes, where we work for time slots in 30 minutes and we take a break for 15 minutes. I hope the given tips are useful to all of us. Hari Om.
Hari Om, iLeaders. I am Vineet, the Vice President in Communication. Atmanirbhar. We are hearing this word very often these days. What does this mean? In simple words, it means self-dependent and self-sustainable. Being self-dependent just means being independent and being able to do things on our own, certain things. This is what we could do as a person. Now, when we talk as a nation, it means a whole country should be self-sustainable. We at iLead organized the whole Krishna Janmashtami program on our own. This is truly Atmanirbhar, and this is how we do it at iLead.
Hari Om, I am Kritik, Vice President in Communication. In teamwork, we all communicate with each other and made groups and made group in Krishna Janmashtami. Everyone had to do different jobs. The groups were working for the end result. We did it like a pastel game. In teamwork, 1 + 1 is not 2. It is 11.
Namaste to all the young iLeaders. When you become an iLead, you learn how to be very careful with your resources, like time, money, and effort. Since we do service activities, we don't waste anything.
Hari Om, all iLeads. I am the Vice President of Education team. We learned a lot about our great country. We learned about freedom fighters, saints. I'm proud to be an Indian. We had many debates about India-China fight. We wrote a letter to Modi ji. I want to serve my country. Hari Om.
Hello, new iLeads. I'm Ojal. I'm the Vice President of the Education team. And what I want to talk about is communication. When we wrote the letters to all the parents in the Krishna Janmashtami celebration, which I proudly say we did all by ourselves with the guidance of all our teachers, we conveyed our feelings for all the parents to participate by sending videos of their children, like doing the things requested. So, yeah.
Hello iLeads, I am Shiva, Vice President of Technology at iLead team. I have learned that once you take up something, you cannot back off, whatever may happen. I have taken service activity every day a little bit, and this has been helping me with my consistency. I also do my studies very consistently. Thank you.
Hari Om, new iLeads. Aditya here. An integral part of daily tasks is the work we have. At first, the work we have may seem like a big mess. But if we recognize how much work we have and how much each task will take us, and if you distribute that in the whole day, it will make our day easier, relaxed, and more fun. Hari Om.
Hari Om. My name is Atreya and welcome to iLead. Daily task management is a way to make your day more efficient and easy for you. You can do this by just sitting for 10 minutes when you wake up and plan for hourly basis. This will help you plan your day. Thank you and welcome again.
So all in all, we welcome all of you to this iLead program, and we hope you learn a lot of things and have a great experience. So I would also like to thank all our teachers for all they have done. So Hari Om.
The path that all of us are walking in is the Sanatana, the path that has been eternally lit by the selfless offering of great masters. Each master selflessly offered this to their next generation. And that next generation took it and lit the lamp in others. This is how this selfless, wonderful realization of the existence is flowing eternally. Now I request, led by our Prabhuji, all the Light of the Self family members to join us in offering our thanks to the Sadguru through the Jyot se Jyot Jagavo prayer.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ, सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ। मेरा अंतर तिमिर मिटाओ, मेरा अंतर तिमिर मिटाओ। सद्गुरु मेरा अंतर तिमिर मिटाओ, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ। हे योगेश्वर, हे ज्ञानेश्वर, हे सर्वेश्वर, हे परमेश्वर, निज कृपा बरसाओ। सद्गुरु निज कृपा बरसाओ। ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ, सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ। हम बालक तेरे द्वार पे आए, हम बालक तेरे द्वार पे आए। मंगल दर्श दिखाओ, सद्गुरु मंगल दर्श दिखाओ। ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ, सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ। शीश झुकाए करे तेरी आरती, शीश झुकाए करे तेरी आरती। प्रेम सुधा बरसाओ, सद्गुरु प्रेम सुधा बरसाओ। ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ, अंतर में युग से सोई, अंतर में युग युग से सोई। चित्त शक्ति को जगाओ, सद्गुरु चित्त शक्ति को जगाओ। ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ, सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ। सच्ची ज्योति जगे हृदय में, सच्ची ज्योति जगे हृदय में। सोहमनाद जगावो सदगुरु सोहमनाद जगावो ज्योत से ज्योत जगावो जीवन आत्मानंद अविनाशी जीवन आत्मानंद अविनाशी चरण शरण लगाओ सदगुरु चरण न शरण लगाओ ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ सदगुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ सदगुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ.
So this brings us to the end of today's program. So before we close the program, let us identify all the important people and all the important contributions and offer our gratitude and thanks. First and foremost, on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank Shri Prabhuji and Mamta Aunty ji. It is their selfless service that is an inspiration and motivation for all of us and for this entire movement. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mamta ji. It is all of you, the wonderful parents, who are now going to be the torch bearers for all these children. It is your initiative to give this kind of a value added education that has made this movement happen. Like how the two hands have to come together to make the sound happen. So thank you very much, all the parents. Let us continue to walk hand in hand for a wonderful future. And I want to now thank all the Balakrishnas and the Vivekanandas who are gathered here. Very soon we'll be beginning on our wonderful journey. iLead, an integrated leadership journey which will create a wonderful India and a wonderful world. So welcome again. We'll be seeing you very soon in our classroom from the 15th. Last but not the least is all the volunteers of the Light of the Self Foundation family. There are so many of them that it would be impossible to name everybody and their contribution here. So the least I can do is offer my pranams and say the smallest word, thank you. Thank you for all the selfless effort that all of you are putting to make this wonderful movement happen. So with this, let us close our today's program. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. For a wonderful future, see you all soon from the 15th. Namaste. Hari Om.